What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Jake Shavink here, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite prospects that I've studied in the NFL draft, and a player who I and many believe is going to take the leap this season and be among the elite, and that is Broncos wide receiver Jerry Jeudy. And so, really, one of the guys who, in the long line of Bama receivers, who's been successful so far in his young career in the NFL. But Jerry Jeudy has three traits really that will help him elevate his game to reach elite status sooner than later. And we're going to talk about those in this film room. And really, what those three are his release package, his route tempo and pacing, and his creative deception. Those three things make him an elite route runner and make him an elite separator. And that's really what we're going to show you in this film room. So without further ado, let's dive in here and talk about Jerry Jeudy with some clips. All right, so we're going to get in some clips here from Jerry Jeudy here. So again, against a variety of teams, you'll get a great dose of what he's got here in terms of his traits. So first things first here against the Titans, you're going to see, again, a good little shuffle release. He's working outside to work back inside on the stem. And again, he's got good separation there with the quickness and burst through his transition. Again, just got to work on those hands. And that's something that you'll see a lot in this video as well. Again, little foot fire here. Kind of gains ground, just getting space up the field during his release. And when you can get upfield during your release, that's huge. But again, another foot fire that's creative at the line of scrimmage. Swipes the attempt at getting contact on him with ease. It's an easy pitch and catch over the middle. Look at him sink his hips to change direction in space as well. Again, that's something else he does extremely well. So, yeah, again, your little stutter at the line of scrimmage. You're going to see him again. Look at how flexible he is, that bend. And again, just getting through this contact window and creating space for himself on this little slant route. Again, just got to finish that, make that catch. So, again, this is a pretty similar to the last one you've seen up here with Jerry Jeudy is you'll see him, again, a little stutter into his release here. Just the ability to bend, change direction, sink those hips, avoid contact, create a window for the quarterback to throw to. It's really impressive. So here you'll see him again here. This is a quick little speed release, and let's back this up just a hair. You'll see the quick speed release. Again, little squaring up his feet, jab step into the release there, and again, look at that explosiveness. And again, if this isn't too safety bracket up high, he may get a target there. But again, that just shows you how quick he can be off the line of scrimmage with his release. Again, this is easy when he can find space and zone against off coverage. But really what I wanted to highlight here is the ability to survive through contact. That big hit there, that's something you want to see more of, really, with Jeudy. And that's really impressive stuff for a guy with his lean frame. So here you're going to get some more off coverage here for Jeudy. And what's really impressive about this is, of course, you're going to see it. Look at the head peeking to this corner route, and this is how he stays creative. And what makes him a really, really good route runner to this point is that peek there to the corner, is a key for the safety, and he's going to close on it again because he's peeking to that corner route. And Judy's able to sink his hips, change direction so efficiently on a little corner post, and has that separation there. And here's where you're going to see some pacing and creativity for him. Again, going to get upfield and he's going to stutter a few times here to kind of say, to the defender, do you know if I'm working inside or to the outside? A little two-way go type of thing here. And that's kind of what you see. A lot of weaves. You see him kind of almost weave for a little bit there. Eventually going to sell to the outside, get the defender to turn to the outside here, and he's got separation on this deep end. And so that ability to just kind of have those rock steps, change that tempo up a little bit, get the defender guessing, is what makes him so good. Bottom screen here, this is, again, a favorite because if you can see this, and I know there's a little bit of fade, you're going to see him kind of stop a little bit there. And that's something where when you see a player do that, it's a little stutter and go type of thing. And he's doing that rock step to kind of almost signal to the defender, I'm going to go, no, I'm not. And that's why the defender is completely turned around because he thinks with this, if you see it at the bottom here, I'm trying to slow motion it, you'll see him kind of slow down and kind of explode off a little rock step And that's what gives the defender, again, a key that, oh, he's running this little stutter go. I'm going to turn. But no, Jerry Jeudy's just running a nice little curl route off a stutter go key for the defender. And that's what makes him, again, so creative with his route running skills. Again, this is pretty simple here, quick speed release, but just how efficient he is with his transitions on this over route. And again, a nice secure catch for him there. This is the one I think a lot of people have seen. Again, sorry about the little faded here at the bottom. Something I'll work on. But again, this is where, again, Jeudy, if you can see it right here, putting his hand up to tell the quarterback, all right, you got me on this go route here up the sideline. And really what that's going to do is to keep the defender running with him. He's going to be able to stop on a dime, locking him obviously in sync here. Again, efficient at the top of this route. Defender's already blown by him. Secures the football. Would like to not see a body catch, but again, easy pitch and catch for the touchdown because, again, he's putting his hand up to tell the, that's another defender key where the defender's thinking, all right, this is coming on this fade. But Jeudy, again, staying creative right there to gain separation. And that's something that's really impressive. So see him kind of off this release here, kind of stutter a little bit to kind of freeze this defender a little and keep him guessing. And that's what's important here for Jeudy, is to keep defenders guessing. And that's what makes route runners so good, because that stutter release tells the defender, okay, is he coming back over the middle on this slant route, or is he still on this go route up the sideline? And again, he tries to, freeze the defender, but again, doesn't really work. But again, he's got that acceleration and burst to kind of blow by him and make that catch downfield. So again, he's still changing tempo there to get downfield quickly as well to secure that catch. Again, pretty simple here, pretty simple release. But again, what is great about it is, again, selling outside quickly and avoiding the jam with his hands, which is so impressive to gain some leverage early on in this route. And again, look at that, flashing the late hands in a pretty contested area, honestly. And to be able to secure that is huge against, what is a good Charger secondary. So last rep for you guys here. You're just going to see him gain some ground here on a little bit off coverage. And what I love about this is you'll see him obviously throw that jab step in a ton. And what he does with that jab step is put a lot of weight on it usually. So he can explode off of that, clear contact, and quickly explode with that burst into his stem. But here he kind of just doesn't put the weight on his foot. It's almost as a hesitation, a little stutter to try and get the defender to commit a little early for him. And the defender kind of does. He stays a little flat-footed because he's, again, assuming that, that time is going to be taken by putting, weight on that foot, and he doesn't do it. So he's able to maintain that speed through his stem, a little blaze out here, and to get some separation. Doesn't get the target, though, but still, that's something that you see a lot with him is to stay creative with his releases and his route running. So, what do we see from Jerry Jeudy? Obviously, you saw the route pacing, you saw the release package, and how creative he is as a route runner to keep defenders guessing. And that's what's important when you want to be an elite route runner in this league, is you have to keep defenders guessing. They're going to get film on you, obviously. But what's impressive about Jeudy is, I think teams will get film on him and they still won't know what he's going to do because he's so creative. And you see that with guys like Devontae Adams, Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, Stephon Diggs, like those type of players. And I think Jerry Jeudy can join that group. And I think even Calvin Ridley. But, those players are so impressive. And Jerry Jeudy can ascend to that with another strong season. And I expect him to do so in year 2. Now, what's his projection look like for this year? I would say with Teddy Bridgewater, I think he gets a little bit of a boost because I think Bridgewater's so good in the quick game and intermediate game that Jeudy will able to showcase that separation and he'll get a lot more targets. So I think somewhere in the avenue of like 1,150 yards and 8 touchdowns makes sense for Jerry Jeudy this year. Again, a lot of mouths to feed in Denver with Noah Fant, Cortland Sutton, KJ Hamler. So 1,150 and 8, even 17 games would be a great line for Jeudy. And again, I think a lot of people are going to be able to see how creative he is off the line, how creative he continues to be throughout his stem, and just, again, how well he can separate as a route runner with, again, quicks, explosion, and bursts. So, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video on Jerry Jeudy. It was a lot of fun to put together. Love the wide receiver position. It's a favorite of mine. So if you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Got a lot more content coming. We got a Packers live show, obviously, for Packers fans. We're going to have a lot of draft stuff coming soon. A lot of film room content as well throughout the season. So that's something I'm excited about as well. So we'll be tracking a lot of these young guys, the rookies, the sophomores, these late bloomers in the draft. So hope you guys stick around for that. Subscribe would mean a lot. So I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.